The next step, we're going to use the dodge tool in Photoshop to brighten up the darker areas on the image, such as the eyebrows. And if you have any hair, this is where you'll want to brighten up the hair, because statues are usually just all one solid gray color most of the time. So if you have dark hair, the dark hair will need to be lighter, and the clothing will need to be lighter as well. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. I'll just scroll down here, and I'll come over to the toolbar and select the dodge tool. And for the range on the settings or the options for the dodge tool, go ahead and set that on midtones. And with the exposure, 20% will work just fine for now. You may find that you may need to increase the percentage of the exposure later if you want to brighten things up just a little bit more. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here. I'm going to zoom into his eyebrows at the top here. I'm going to right click. Sorry, let me grab that dodge tool one more time. I'm going to right click and lower the diameter so it's about close to the size of his eyebrows here. What I can do is just paint on the eyebrows because his eyebrows are pretty dark. Now if you have any hair or anything, a full head of hair or anything like that, this is where you'll want to take the dodge tool and go over the hair. There we go, looking good. I can go ahead and increase that exposure to 30% and go ahead and continue brightening this up. Okay, let's go ahead and do the other side now. It almost makes his eyebrows just almost vanish and makes them disappear, which is okay, because stone and statues don't really have any hair. If you want to, you could just remove the eyebrows altogether by using the patch tool or something like that. Okay, so let's zoom out here. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to hold down the space bar and just use the hand tool and move down towards the bottom here, because he does have a pretty dark shirt. So what we'll need to do is brighten up this shirt just a little bit, and I'll need to set or to select a larger brush for this shirt. That looks pretty good. And I'm just going to go over his shirt like this and brighten it up. Get the bottom here. If you want, you can leave the areas like, let's say, his collar, inside collar here, as kind of a little accent. That way you can tell it's a shirt. You don't want to brighten or blow it out too much or over brighten it so you really can't see what it is. You just do a little bit like this. This will give him more of a stone look effect. Now if you find yourself trying to paint over an area that's not brightening up, well, it may be because that the range is not strong enough. So if you have shadows, you're trying to brighten up shadows, set that to shadows, then you'll notice that it's much more stronger. You see that as soon as I move the mouse or the paintbrush over these darker areas, now you can see that those start to brighten up a lot. Now that's a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and undo that. It's so strong that I'll have to turn down the exposure and then just run my paintbrush over those just ever so slightly. There we go. And you want everything to look pretty even. I always recommend to leave just a little bit of shadow underneath the head area here on the neck, and that will give it more depth later on when you start applying textures. There we go. I'll just go ahead and zoom out, and I'll just get some of the face here a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going through here to make little fine adjustments. There we go. Looking pretty good. Looks like he's looks like he's been weathered, or he's been outside for a long time already as it is. I wanted to say he looked like he was dead, but I don't know what else to say. He looks like he's pretty much dead. So, but that's good. That's what we want. And we're not supposed to make him look like he's real. He's supposed to be a statue. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and move on.